Hello and welcome to Black Economics TV. We have with us today King Lion. And as you can see, he is wearing a t-shirt that says Kill Cancer. He's very much a herbal remedy expert. All right, all right. Cancerous National, what was that? National
Cure cancer naturally with Cancerbush.
Cancerbush. Okay. And
Mhm.
interestingly enough, he's got a website called Cancerbush, cancerbush.org.uk. And he's going to tell us a little bit of background about himself and about the treatments that he recommends. Now, on LinkedIn, he says, I have been in the field for 40 years. When I started to erudite folks about the healing properties of herbs, they thought I was loopy. I guess this was to be the catalyst for the inevitable transformation of folks now embracing herbal remedies. All I can say to the newbies is welcome aboard. So long before it became popular to do so, you were promoting herbal remedies. So welcome, King Lion. Tell us about the name, first of all.
Thank you,
King
Dawn.
Lion.
Thank you, Dawn, and thank you for the invite. Okay, so the name King Lion. I was a radio presenter for best part of 25 years, and I came to the station mainly as Lion because I had a sound system called Ja Lion. However, um, after my graveyard shift, like 6 in the morning till 9 o'clock, I would oftentimes have to cover for the next presenter. So I would be kicking from 6 in the morning till 12. And so it was almost a
Wow.
consistent, it was almost consistent. And so in the meetings, the radio meetings, the guys decided to crown me king because they said, wow, for you to do 6 hours and giving information, it's like, wow, we have to crown you king. So the two names, Lion and King, merged together. So King Lion was birthed.
Okay. All right. And then when did you start the business, Cancerbush?
Um, Officially, I started knowing about herbs from about 15. My first client was 17. He had glandular fever. His mum had faith in me and allowed me to, because I said, look, I can cure him. I can cure him. And she said, all right. And so
Wow.
I bought some herbs, gave it to him, and his glandular fever broke within an hour. So ever since
Wow.
then, mm, I've been on this journey. And I think we set up the website, I think in about 2007, if my mind correct. Yeah, I think about 2007. And we've been doing what we're doing ever since, you know?
Okay. So I
Mm.
came across you on LinkedIn. So are you busy promoting what you're doing on all the other social media as well?
Not necessarily because I really don't have the time because I have so many clients that I have to assist and support. If people call for me to do like what you're doing now, I have no problem in getting the message out to them. But in essence, it's really because remember I've got to combine, I've got to create, I've got to put together, I've got to label, and then I've got to present. So it's a full-on situation, which I love because it's my calling.
Okay, wow.
Mm.
So what made you get interested in it at age 15? I mean, that's pretty young. Usually people get into this later on in life.
Well, my mum used to get hers from my grandmother from
Oh,
Jamaica. And so, we would have the herbs, cleansing out the system and, for various variety of treatments or ailments, should I say. And I guess it was just something that was in me generational that's been passed down from my ancestors to myself because the combinations that I put together, they all worked. And I couldn't believe it. I thought, wow. So everything that I've put together, it's like I've got hands of alchemy that basically once I combine stuff, and I don't take the praise or the glory, I give thanks to my ancestors and to the Almighty Creator for bestowing this ability upon me. So so that's basically how it's merged together in essence and
so
come about.
how many people would you say you've worked with over the years? Give an estimate.
It's endless. It's endless. I'd say thousands. It's
Really?
because Yeah, because people up and down the country, people abroad, the list is endless.
Wow, that's amazing.
Mm,
Okay, well, I'm gonna zoom in onto your website now. Right, can you see it?
absolutely, yes.
Okay, so this is your website, cancerbush.org.uk. So to go a little bit about, we can see some of the herbs there, a little bit about you and what you offer, some information around HIV and AIDS and the testimonials. Right, so you got quite a bit on there. And then if you go into the store, let's do a rundown of the things you're offering. So Cancerbush.
Hmm.
So is this a combination of different herbs or is it one herb called Cancerbush?
It's one single herb called Cancerbush. Its local name is Kankabuse. It comes from South Africa. And
Oh,
I discovered this herb whilst watching BBC. There was an alternative program on BBC in 2007. It was a series of alternative or complementary medicine. And they came to South Africa and they were looking at all these different African herbs. And the interviewer was basically led to a place in Kuala Zulu and met a woman called Anne Hutchins. Now, Anne Hutchins was an ethnobotanist, and what she was doing was using this cancer bush to um, assist people who was at the last end of their lives, so to speak, because they had HIV/AIDS, so they were basically sent to, basically their life was due to be expired. However, she fed them with cancer bush, and 15, 20 years on, these people are still alive. And
wow.
that's exactly what the the reporter was saying. She couldn't believe it. And people with cancer, obviously, their cancers went into remission. And
Wow.
yeah, and there's a wonderful shaman called Krida Mutwa from South Africa, and he swears by this kind of person. He says everybody should have this in their house because it treats so many different ailments. And
Yes.
but he was promoting it hard because he recognized that people were dying from unnecessary ailments, which this single plant could actually basically resolve these ailments. So if I'll give you a list of the ailments, for example, we're talking obviously cancer, wasting from cancer, backache, chronic fatigue, depression, anxiety, asthma, diabetes type 2, piles, heartburn, hot flushes, hypertension, fever, gastric conditions, gonorrhea, syphilis, hemorrhoids, chlamydia, peptic ulcer, rheumatism, ME, arthritis, viral hepatitis, TB, mental stress, lupus, influenza, swine flu, and many, many more.
Okay, brilliant. So
Mm.
do you sell this as a capsule or as a tablet?
It comes in as a capsule. It's 1000% pure herb. There's no fillers
Yeah,
in it. There's no
yeah,
fillers in it. So this is why people get the benefit because I don't believe in mixing any chemicals with it because we're all about natural healing, authentic
yeah.
healing, you know?
Okay. All right, let's
Mm,
move down. You also do something for weight loss. So this
indeed.
is another compound. Is this something you mix or is this a herb on its own as well?
Now, this is a combination that I put together. And what this does basically, it attacks the fat, breaks the fat down into liquid, and you pass it out through urine.
Wow.
Now, what it also does, it acts as a appetite suppressant. So you
Mm.
find that you don't need to eat that much. So the results with this has been phenomenal, and women and men alike actually really love it because of the results that they get.
Mm. So
Mm.
have you got any before and after pictures for that then?
No, unfortunately, the regulating authorities, the MHRA, will not allow us to put these results up in terms of
Okay.
images. Yeah,
Okay.
so we're limited on what
Ah,
we can do in that
fair
capacity.
enough. All right. And then you've got coral calcium neutralizes acid growth. malaria control, period pain control, hormone balance.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Now,
Ah, brain. Sorry, go
now,
on.
a lot of women that's going through the changes with the hot sweats and what have you in terms of hormone imbalance, they find that they've got great relief from taking this hormone balance.
Hmm.
Um, I have a quick testimony. Let me find it from a woman on my phone because she's been ordering it consistently because of the fact that she's because of the results that she's got from it in essence. So let me see if I can just quickly find it. I won't disclose her name, but I'll just read what she had to say. Oh yeah, here we go. No, this is not the one. Yes. Okay. Um, Good morning. I've just placed an order for two Cancerbush and two hormone balance. Can you please send them as soon as possible? The hormone balance capsules are amazing, and I've run out. Thank you so much. So that was just a recent order. Yeah. So yes, and we've been selling this now for years, and everyone that's used it is basically very happy with the outcome.
Okay, and then we got brain food,
Now the
heart
brain
food.
food. Let me give you the brain food, right? Because the brain food, a lot of people are suffering with memory loss, especially like um, Alzheimer's, stuff of that nature, anything to do with the brain. So what's happening, as quiet as it's kept, every time you use a mobile phone to the head, it's like it's actually killing brain cells. So over time, the memory starts to dip. So I can't say how this works. All I know is that it works, right? Um, Somehow brain cells are recalibrated, recharged, renewed by this combination because people just
Mm,
they just swear by it. And I've had people with dementia. Um, in fact, let me give you a quick story. Peace be upon this woman because she's no longer here. But her mother hadn't spoken for 8 years, and when she got the brain food in her system, within 2 weeks, the mother started singing first and foremost, and then she started speaking. Yeah,
mm,
and we were blown. I was blown away because I'd never seen any. I'd never heard a feedback like that. And the whole family obviously was very, very overjoyed because mum's now talking, mum's now
mm,
singing. You know,
mm.
so yeah, so it's amazing. We had another client over in Lewisham where I used to go and drop stuff off. And um, her mother used to be sitting in a chair drooling all day long, wouldn't cooperate. And there was a carpenter that was there at the time, and he bared witness. And I said to the woman, "Look, give your mum some brain food and let's see what happens." And
Mm,
again, within a week, she revived. And the carpenter
mm,
called me. He said, "Look, whatever it is that you gave her, I want some of this because we've seen the transformation in the woman." Because he's there
mm,
building a wardrobe, and he's saying he couldn't believe it. So
mm.
there you go. That's a couple of classics.
That's amazing.
Mm,
I'm just going up and down the site and I see you got sciatica pain control tea, liver cleanser, eye bright blend, arthritis blend, lung cleaner. Wow, you must have done a lot of research around this. Moringa oil, yamoa powder. Look,
yeah,
guys, the website is there, cancerbush.org.uk. You really got to check it out. And I would suggest that anybody who has any of these elements, give it a try. They are 100% safe, aren't they? Because they're all herbal.
1000%.
Mm-hmm.
1000.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I
All
would
right.
suggest.
Okay.
We have another one. There's another ailment that women suffer with called endometriosis, which is
Mm.
the pain that they get, excruciating pain when their cycle kicks in. And so,
Oh,
mhm. And so we've developed something that works very, very well with that and eliminates the pain. So they take it before their cycle kicks in. When their cycle comes on, then they can tell the difference because basically the pain is gone. All it is
oh,
basically
wow.
is the fact that the blood can't get through correctly because the system is kind of clogged. So what this does, it basically removes the inflammation and allows the blood to flow through neatly. But if you take it
Mm.
prior to your cycle kicking in, then the way is clear now for the blood to flow and do what it needs to do.
All right. So can I ask, are these available in any shops?
There are a couple of shops that store them. If you're over in North London, you can go to Tree of Eternal Life. That's in West Green Road in Tottenham. And if you're in South London, you can go to Pansy in Brixton.
Mm. Yeah, and in fact, there are quite a few pen pansy stores, aren't they? So
Yeah, yeah,
they're
yeah.
they're probably in those as well. Okay, interesting. Have you tried packaging them for Harrods? Not Harrods. Well, actually, Harrods would be good. Yeah, I was going to say Holland and Barrett.
No, on the Barretts, they have their own chain, and basically, um, they are not. I've had stories by people who've actually doing the same kind of work like myself, who's approached them, and basically they've hijacked the formula and then created their own, put their own label on it.
Oh, yeah,
So
yes, yeah, it's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I interviewed somebody else who said that basically they were showing their product, and next minute they come up with a similar product on the shelves, and they hadn't been doing it before. So
absolutely,
yeah, you've got to protect your IP. So I totally understand. Well
absolutely.
done. Well,
Thank
you
you.
have gathered a huge range of knowledge there, and some of it, as I said, is on your website. Um,
We're
you
still
have a
learning.
you're
We're still
still
learning.
learning.
Absolutely. Because
Well,
there's a great amount of African herbs that I'm getting familiar with at the minute, and
yes,
there's
good.
so much, But there's also another one that we used to do, um, and we've now just got it back, which is for fibroids, because there's a lot of women with fibroids, and they've been told
Yes,
take that.
yes, yeah.
So we have something that basically we've been saying for years that basically it breaks down the fibroids and it passes through the body in clots. But the first thing that you have to do is you've got to get rid of white flour products and you have to get rid of chicken. Now, I speak to a lot of women. They say, "Oh no, 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 no,
Really?
no, 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 no! I'm not going to get rid of my chicken. I'd rather keep the fibers." So it's up to you, then, isn't it? But however, what it is with chicken, because they pump it with all these hormones and it's loaded with estrogen, and it's actually estrogen that feeds the fibroids. So when you stop eating the chicken and the white flour products, what happens is that the fibroids collapse, and once they
Really?
collapse, then it's easy now for the fibermen to get in and sever them into pieces, and then they pass out through the system.
So what's
So
that
you don't
product
need to
called?
Fibromen. It's not on the site
Fiber.
at the moment because we couldn't get it. We couldn't get some. We used to have it in a tincture form, and it used to the women used to love it, but because of the regulations of the Medicines Regulation Authority, a lot of people who were doing tinctures, um, they basically were priced out of the market because you had to put thousands of pounds to register the fact that this is how they're trying to shut down the whole herbal um,
Hmm.
situation out here.
Hmm.
So now we've got the raw herb. We just put it into capsules, and boom, we're getting results in the same way. So the tincturing was not necessary now as opposed to how it was then, because there's always a solution for every problem. So we just diverted it into capsules and
Yeah.
said, "Oh, here you go."
Yeah. It sounds to me like your product should be in all the chemists that are out there, all the pharmacies.
Not going to
Yeah.
happen. I'll tell you why it's not going to happen because people like ourselves, herbalists, are not the flavor of the month with the pharmaceutical companies because they're in it for profit while we're in it for the health and the care of people. So that's
Mm.
where this diverse um, barrier comes in. Rather than working in harmony with us, you like say, okay, the pharmaceuticals or the hospitals can't cure this particular ailment or they can't treat it because they say it's beyond us. Go and visit a herbalist and see what he can do or what she can do. They're not
Oh,
giving
they
you that.
actually say that.
No, 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 no. I'm saying they're not giving you that option. Yeah,
They're
they're
not.
not. No, they're not. Meanwhile, I remember King Charles talking about um, integrated medicine. Whereas you could go to NHS, and if that didn't work, then you could go to a herbalist. But
Mm.
that's been put under the blanket. But that was something that he mentioned many, many years ago. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
So really, it's
Mm.
about people power, and there's still a
Mm.
battle going on right now between the pharmaceutical and the natural medicines, which they're really looking to um, neutralize. So that's the battle that we've got
Well,
going on at the minute.
there are a lot of herbalists around, and I'm thankful for what you guys do.
Sure.
I just think it's a shame that the ethics within the pharmaceutical industry is about making money rather than curing people, you know? So if there's a cure that comes up and it doesn't make money, they're just batching it aside, you
But
know?
the thing is this, they don't want cures. They hate that word with a passion. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
because
can't
then they
mention,
don't make money.
"Hmm, no, we're perceived to be affecting their income stream. Every sick individual is ching ching to them. Do you know what I
Mm,
mean? But
mm,
I stand under the Herbalist Charter or the King's Charter that goes back to 1400s, where basically the king said that herbalists must be protected because they're helping to keep the community alive. Because if you've got a healthy community, then you've got a healthy workforce. You can't have
mm,
a country of people that are sick and
mm,
there's no remedy. So this is why he created that charter, you know. So yeah,
mm.
so we are protected. A lot of people need to know this as herbalists, and you need to draw for that as your reference and your defense. Sure, I want to give you argument. I've been waiting for them to come knock on my door for a long time because I have ammunition to deal with them in that capacity. You see. Yeah, you
Okay.
have to be armed. You've got to be armed. You've got to know your stuff and you've got to know the law in order to back you because they will come with policies and legislations and codes which basically uh, I don't subscribe to because I'm not in their world in that
Well,
capacity.
we want to ensure that you're around for a long time, but do you have other people in the family that work with you? Because, you know, this business needs to last for generations. Tell me.
At the minute, I've not really got anybody working with me. I fly solo at the minute because yeah, I've had people come on board and they've not been honourable. So I just got to keep it the way it is and keep producing, and that's it in essence.
Okay, all right.
Mm.
Well, with your health treatments, I'm sure you'll be around for a long time anyway. But we need your
Well,
legacy to continue forever.
we have a herbalist from Nigeria who, if when I was on radio, I said to people, look, Google this guy, 150 years old. Look at him and tell me how old he looks. And when they looked
Wow,
at him, I
you're
said,
kidding.
he doesn't look a day over 50,
And
right?
he's 150.
Yep. And when people Googled him, they came back and they found out on the station and said, yeah, you're right, King Lion. This guy is like, wow. And he says, the only way that he's able to remember his age is because every festival, he marks his birth by every festival that happens in Nigeria. And he says a lot of his friends have passed and he's still there. So the
Mm,
herbs is the healing of the nation.
mm.
As it is written in Genesis, let the herbs, the roots, the seed be your medicine. Yeah.
Okay.
So
All
folks
right.
need to get back to that. They need to get back to that and embrace that. Do you know what I mean? Because, the Almighty Creator, was all wise, all knowing. And therefore, if we follow suit, we'll be good. We'll
Have
be
you
good.
written a health book?
No,
Are you going to?
haven't had the time.
Okay. All right. All right.
It, it,
Well,
it,
that
it,
could be
it,
a way of reaching a lot more people. So maybe it's something you should think about.
I think I'll just be saying the same as a lot of people that's written books already. So I don't really need to repeat that cycle. But
But
however,
but there's some things that you're coming out with that I haven't heard, and so certainly some of the treatments you have on your website, you know, I haven't heard about. So there's a big market out there for becoming the guru, I suppose. But could you also give us the link of that 150-year-old guy so that we can put it underneath this video? People can go look him up.
yeah, just Google it. Just Google it. Nigerian 150-year-old or 150-year-old Nigerian herbalist. What I'll do, Dawn, I'll flag it up, and then what I'll do is I'll forward it over to you. Then you can put it on the LinkedIn, or I'll stick it on the LinkedIn or something like that, and then you
Yeah,
can do
yeah,
what you do with it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but well done with what you're doing. And I
thank
do
you.
hope you get many more clients, more people get to know of you, and stay safe, okay?
Okay, and just before I go, just to say, the most important thing. There's two things in order to maintain good health: cleanse your blood. Okay, we've got a blood cleanser that has been is my number one. Yeah. And then cleanse the bowels. Once you clean those two, you've got good health. Yeah, because then all the nutrients that you take into your system work at 100% efficient. Yeah, it's no good a lot of people piling in. Oh yeah, we're going to take Meridian. We're going to do. Yeah, you can, but you're going to get a 40% uptake as opposed to 100% if you cleanse your blood and cleanse out your system. Yeah, get rid of all that toxic sludge in your stomach. Yeah, and then you take the stuff, then you get a better uptake.
You see, this is why I think if you produce a booklet
Mm.
outlining all of these things and make sure that everybody has this booklet, um, you could 10 times your business, right? Because people will looking to you to supply the products.
Well,
Then you
I
have to
would
hire people. You wouldn't be able to do it by yourself.
I'll give that some consideration because you've mentioned it. So yeah, I will. At the minute, I'm bouncing. I'm deep in the study between law as well. So because you've got to protect yourself, you've got to know the law because a lot of us are getting injured out here because of lack of knowledge, and that's why a lot of our people are perishing. So I've had to bounce. And look, it's interesting because law and medicine actually go in hand from the ancient perspective. So yeah, that's where I'm at the moment.
Hmm. Okay.
And we
Well,
and we
thank
could.
you for what you do. Thank you. I mean, you're helping to keep people alive, and I think maybe you should talk to governments as well, and maybe even if not in this country, there are other countries where governments are more open to preventative
Absolutely.
medicines and herbal medicines. So get
Absolutely.
that message out there. Seriously.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you for what you do.
Appreciate you very much, Donna. Thank you for your time.
All right, take care. Bye.
Bye.